Hi guys, Gojira 851 here with the next installment in the Godzilla review / retrospective. Gojira, Ebirah, Mosura, Nankai no Dai Ketto. Okay, Godzilla, Ebirah, Mothra, big duel in the South Sea. Okay, here in America, it is known as Godzilla vs. the Sea Monster. Also known as Ebirah, Horror of the Deep. Oh boy, right off the bat. Several things that are going on with this movie. Number one, this originally was not supposed to be a Godzilla film. This film was actually slated for King Kong. I don't know what the fascination with trying to bring King Kong in on everything was back then, but it's just, you know, there are a lot of movies that are supposed to have King Kong in it for some reason. And also, the re-release of this film, or the theatrical release I should say, in other countries, namely Germany. I have no problem with Germany, I like Germany. But they kept on referring to Godzilla as Frankenstein. Now, there was a film called Frankenstein Conquers the World. Excellent film. Go watch it if you can find it. It's very hard to find nowadays. But they kind of took the idea that every monster in these films is a spawn of Frankenstein somehow. We'll go into that later. But, yeah, this film was originally supposed to have King Kong in it. Now, because of legal reasons, because of licensing reasons, they couldn't get King Kong for this film. So, they substituted Godzilla. Okay, point number two. As you can hear, this is the soundtrack to Godzilla vs. the Sea Monster, and we have a total music shift. So, enough with the backstory, let's get into the movie. Alright, so there's a massive storm in the South Seas that takes a fishing boat out of commission. Everyone's presumed dead. Then we cut to a, a monastery, like a prayer ground in Japan, where a mother of one of the fishermen is there praying to the, the gods and asking the prophet there to search the land of the dead for her son. And this prophet, she is looking, and she stops and says, "Your son's spirit is not in the land of the dead." She says she cannot find him. She can't find him. So the mother believes, well, if you can't find him, then he's not dead. Well, she said she couldn't find him. There are a lot of dead people in the world. So, well, not in the world, but you get what I mean. So, but the mother has hope. So, we cut to the younger brother, who is at the local police station trying to get them to send out another search party. But they're saying that, but the police are saying, oh, we don't have the money and everyone is presumed dead. We're sorry, but the only way this is going to happen is you have to get a boat of your own. So the brother is trying to weigh his options, and he sees that there is a poster saying that there is a dance contest to win a boat. Big ol' ocean cruising boat. So he goes to this dance contest. That, yeah, very festive sounding. And he meets two other characters that are main characters of the film. And he's like, oh, I want to join the dance contest. And they're like, oh, you're 3 days late. So, heartbroken, they all go to the local harbor to look at the boats. And they see this really nice boat. And they want to, look at it. So they actually go onto the boat. And, yeah, they find the captain of the boat. And he's not very happy to see them, sporting a lever-action rifle in their faces, calling them robbers. And they're like, no, we're just here to look at the boat. So he's like, okay, you guys can sleep here for your night, just keep the noise down. Huh. is a very nice captain, very understanding. So the next morning, the captain wakes up and he can't find his rifle. And the boat is moving. But he doesn't notice that at first. You know, I noticed it first, but he wakes up the other two. And he's like, "Where's my gun?" And they're like, "I don't know where your gun is." So he's like, "All right, you morons, get off my boat." And they go outside, and the boat is set sail, and it's going for the South Seas. The younger brother has actually found out how to operate the boat, and he's going to look for his brother. So they're all out at sea for about 10 minutes of the film. And it shows them interacting with each other and listening to news broadcasts, eating dinner, coming to find out that the boat they're on is stolen. Well, yeah, it is stolen by the younger guy. No. It was actually stolen by the guy who was on the boat originally. And that, I forget what, 80 million yen were stolen from a local business. So the other people on the boat are starting to think, "Oh, this guy's the robber," and the captain doesn't say that he is a robber, and he starts creating a skeleton key. We'll get into that later. Oh, side note, the rifle. The captain is looking for the rifle, and he can't find it. So he actually finds the younger guy, and the younger guy actually took it, field stripped the rifle, and actually bent the barrel and all the other inner workings. And he thought it was a toy. Wonder what his first clue was that it wasn't a toy. But anyway, so the captain says, we need to, stick close to the younger guy, find out how this boat works, and we'll overtake him and we'll go back to land. So, as he's saying this, the brother comes into the room and says, "We have a problem, very strange clouds." They look outside and there's a massive storm brewing. The winds are so strong it breaks the mast, and it comes in and it destroys the helm. They are, what's the word? Stuck out in the ocean. They're adrift. When all of a sudden a massive red claw starts to arise from the ocean. They have no idea what's going on. When the claw actually grabs onto the boat, lifts it out of the water, the guys are able to jump overboard and, destroys the boat. Very, very creepy looking and just, very foreboding. So, we cut to the next day, and all the guys have actually washed up on shore of a island. It's like, oh, okay. So they're all hungry, they're looking for food, they eat, bananas and oranges and stuff that's around. And, they're looking for, shelter and things to help them, survive. Well, one of them finds a sword. We'll get into that later. And, they keep looking around and they see a ship is coming towards the island. And they're trying to get the ship's attention. And the ship doesn't really notice them, spraying this yellow ink from the ship. We'll get into that as well. And then we come to, the dock where, the boat is pulling up to. Okay, by the way, the ship has a lot of guns on it, a bunch of massive machine guns on it. When the captain of this ship comes out, and he meets up with the field commander of this island. It says, "Your cargo is here, coming to see that these are people from a nearby island, and they're there to be as slaves." To do what? Well, we'll find out later. Several of them get away. Two of them man a ship, and they actually go out to sea trying to get away to go back to their home island, where the red claw comes from the ocean again, revealing Ebirah, the horror of the deep, this massive lobster-looking thing. And it eats both the guys. However, in the confusion, another island native is able to get away, named Dio. And she meets up with our ragtag heroes from the first downed boat. And, you know, they're trying to look for a spot to hide, and they find a cave. Now, inside this cave, they're talking about things, and about how there's a young Japanese man on the island that she came from, that, you know, arrived about 2 months ago, same time that, the younger brother's brother went missing, and saying that it's Infant Island. So Infant Island meaning Mothra. Okay. So they're talking when one of the guys accidentally knocks a rock into, you know, a ravine, revealing a sleeping Godzilla. Where did he come? How did he get there? Because this is a massive mountain-looking range, and for him to get in there, and then it's just too many questions. Anyway, moving on. So, our group of people, they're looking for a means to get off the island. So they see the compound where the commander is, and they sneak inside. The captain of the boat, who is revealed to be the robber, because, you know, they found the briefcase with the $80 million... Yeah, this very small briefcase has $80 million in yen. And they find out that he is the robber, and he made the skeleton key. And they're searching around this base. They eventually get caught, but before they're caught, they actually find a massive vault. Thinking that there's provisions or weapons or an escape route, they find that there's a nuclear reactor inside of there, and that they are actually designing nuclear weapons on this island. It's like, oh, well, this makes sense why Godzilla is there. He's drawn by the nuclear energy. How'd you get in the mountain? But, you know, whatever. Details. So there's a scuffle. The commander finds them, and they all have to split up. The younger brother being caught up with the balloon and floating away towards Infant Island, and one of the buddies is captured. So things look grim. The surviving members, you know, they're looking for a way to, you know, survive, when they hear a heartbeat. Yes, Godzilla is still alive, except he's pretty much has no power. So they get the idea that lightning is going to awaken him. And with him awake, with Godzilla awake, he can fight off the giant lobster, or Ebirah as they've named him in the film. And he can fight off the red bamboo. They are called the Red Bamboo. That's the name of this military group that is, well, not really military, because they don't really represent a country. They actually represent themselves. So they're kind of a militia/terrorist group. So they get the idea that they're going to start trying to wake up Godzilla. Dio actually picking up a huge amount of electrical wire. So they actually take the ornamental sword from earlier, and they run the wire down through the mountain and onto Godzilla's dorsal plates. But there's no clouds, so we're going to leave them alone for a little bit. Cut to Infant Island, where the younger brother actually lands, and his brother is there. So the brothers are reunited, and we see Mothra. Okay, and then we see the Shobijin. Okay, played by different actresses. That's okay. That's alright. And the brothers are in agreement that they can't leave their friends, and they can't leave the people on the Red Bamboo Island that are being held prisoners. So they pack up and they go back to the island. Meanwhile, a storm brews, and lightning starts hitting the sword. But as the brothers are on their way back to the island, and they get there in record amount of time, but pretty much in a few hours, they're able to row a rowboat from Infant Island to Red Bamboo Island, and they run into Ebirah. As Ebirah is doing its thing, Godzilla wakes up. And our first battle begins with Godzilla and the sea monster, Ebirah. And this is a joke. Godzilla just beats the crap out of Ebirah. Ebirah pulls him underwater a few times, but Godzilla, you know, he can breathe underwater. So, the atomic breath and Godzilla's strength, he just overpowers Ebirah. Cut to some time later, all of our heroes meet up together. And they sneak back into the Red Bamboo Island fortress. However, before they do that, they are being hunted by the Red Bamboo. And things are looking grim until they run into Godzilla. And he actually chases off the Red Bamboo. And learning from the commander, not the shift commander, but the commander of the Red Bamboo, that they called in some reinforcements, some jets. And Godzilla is doing his thing, you know, just scaring them off, when we have a very silly moment. Godzilla actually starts, you know, taking an interest in Dio. Okay. Time out. I can clearly see where scenes where King Kong was supposed to be in this film. The electricity, the flirtation with the female Dio, you know, coming out of a mountain. I can see these things. They should have reworked it. They really should have reworked this a little bit, okay? This is Godzilla, not King Kong. They should have reworked these parts, okay? Time in. So, Godzilla sits and rests, and then he battles this thing. Yeah, the giant condor, and this thing's a joke as well. Godzilla kills it in a matter of seconds, but the actual scene is very irritating. Seriously, they have very quick close-ups of Godzilla's face, very quick close-ups of the giant condor's face. They're bashing into each other. It's just very annoyingly shot, but it's over quickly, so okay. Then we reach the next part, not a minute later, where the jets actually attack Godzilla. And this is where the music really starts to get on my nerves. They're playing like surfer music when Godzilla is battling these jets, and it's very irritating. It is not Godzilla music. I guess they're trying to pander to or cater to the younger demographic, trying to get them to watch these films. These films are popular. I don't know why they have to pander, but it's just very just off-putting music. Godzilla's able to destroy the jets, and then he goes over to the Red Bamboo fortress that's close by, and he starts destroying it, bringing the place down. Seeing that the Red Bamboo can't stop Godzilla, they actually load up the yellow liquid. Earlier in the film, when they captured the friend and put him in with the Infant Islanders, he actually convinces them to throw out the yellow liquid that they made already and to make phony yellow liquid. So they so the Red Bamboo starts loading up, and they start heading out with the yellow liquid that they're spraying. It doesn't work though. Godzilla actually, you know, destroying the fortress when Ebirah comes up from under the ocean and kills the Red Bamboo out at sea. But before the Red Bamboo were able to leave, they actually tell one of the scientists there working with the radiation to actually set the timer to make the island explode in 2 hours. Okay, so after Godzilla's done with the Red Bamboo Fortress, our heroes are able to set free the Infant Islanders, and we have our second battle of the film. Godzilla versus the sea monster again. And what'd you expect? Godzilla just destroys this thing, rips both of its claws off, and just is unstoppable. I like Ebirah. I do. I think Ebirah is a cool design, and I really enjoy the savagery of it. I just wish it posed a bigger threat. But, okay. As Godzilla is, being all cool with Ebirah's claw, the heroes and the islanders are set free are all chanting, bringing Mothra to the island. Mothra comes to the island and Godzilla sees her. He goes back onto land and he starts attacking her with his atomic breath. Okay. She's able to just knock him aside and they all leave. They make a basket for the islanders and the helper and the heroes of the film, and they leave. Godzilla left alone on the island. However, during all the confusion, we're down to minutes now before the island detonates. So, in an act of, I guess, humanity, they're actually yelling back to the island. So what happens? Godzilla jumps into the ocean, and as the island explodes. Like, oh, he couldn't have gotten away from that. That explosion was too big. But then we look into the ocean and see Godzilla's dorsal plate swimming out to sea. Film ending on a happy note as Mothra flies towards Infant Island. Okay, so that was Godzilla vs. the Sea Monster. Okay. As a kid, I saw this film. I enjoyed it. I saw the English version of it where they actually cut out a lot of the surfer music. But watching the Japanese version, that music killed a lot of scenes for this film. But overall, the human characters are good. I really enjoyed them. I don't like the suit design for Godzilla in this film. And the way how they have him portrayed, there are actually scenes in the movie where it actually looks like he's trying to surf a board in the middle of land. This film feels this doesn't feel as timeless as the other Godzilla films. Ebirah is cool, but is defeated way too easily. Mothra being put in this film is just... I guess I can see where they're coming from because they needed slave labor from Infant Island. But this raises the question. How is this supposed to be a King Kong film? So, all that aside, what do I give this film? Well, I'm probably going to get yelled at for this, but I give this film a C. Decent attempt, but, not one of my favorites, and I felt could have been a lot better. Now, do I recommend watching this movie? Yeah, it's a fun watch. It's just, coming off the heels of Godzilla vs. Monster Zero or Gojira 3-Headed Monster, this movie feels like it took a step back, and it should have been moving forward. Does that mean more aliens? No. I just wish it was a little more solid a film, and the music could have been a lot better. Okay? Yeah. Final thought. What if Godzilla stayed on the island and absorbed all the radiation? Maybe we'll find out in a future movie. Well, this is Gojira 851 saying good day. See y'all later.